Welcome to the 10 Minutes Gold Mine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. Introduction. Twilight, by Stephenie Meyer, is a captivating young adult romance novel that blends fantasy, suspense, and coming-of-age themes. The story centers around Bella Swan, a teenager who moves to the small town of Forks, Washington, to live with her father. Bella's world is turned upside down when she meets the mysterious and handsome Edward Cullen. Edward, who is part of a family of vampires, falls in love with Bella, despite the dangers his true nature poses. The novel explores themes of love, obsession, and the challenges of living a normal life when everything around you seems far from ordinary. Bella's relationship with Edward is complex, filled with passion, danger, and the unknown. As Bella gets deeper into Edward's world, she faces life-changing decisions about love, life, and death, all while learning that nothing is ever quite as it seems. Part 1. Bella Swan's arrival in Forks. At the heart of Twilight is Bella Swan, a 17-year-old girl who leaves her warm and sunny home in Arizona to live with her father, Charlie, in the rainy town of Forks, Washington. Bella is introduced as an ordinary girl, lacking self-confidence and struggling to fit in at her new school. However, her life takes an unexpected turn when she meets Edward Cullen, a mysterious yet captivating young man in her high school class. From the moment they meet, there's an undeniable connection between Bella and Edward. His striking appearance and unusual behavior intrigue Bella, but it's not until later that she learns the truth. Edward is a vampire. However, their connection is far more complicated than it seems, as Edward's love for Bella puts both of their lives in danger. As Bella spends more time in Forks, she starts to uncover strange and supernatural occurrences surrounding Edward. His pale skin, incredible strength, and inability to stay in direct sunlight raise questions. Despite these oddities, Bella finds herself irresistibly drawn to Edward. Their connection grows deeper with each passing day, with Bella becoming increasingly enchanted by Edward's enigmatic nature. This relationship serves as the central driving force of the novel, blending both romantic and dangerous elements. The suspense builds as Bella begins to suspect that Edward is hiding something, but she can't deny the magnetic pull between them. Part 2. The dark truth about Edward Cullen. As Bella and Edward's relationship deepens, Edward eventually confesses that he is, in fact, a vampire. Bella's initial reaction is a mix of disbelief and fascination. Edward reveals that he and his family, who are also vampires, do not prey on humans, but instead sustain themselves on animal blood. Edward's family, the Cullens, are different from other vampires because they strive to live peacefully among humans. Edward explains that he has been alive for over a century, and while he does not want to hurt Bella, his attraction to her poses a serious risk to her safety. The dark secret of Edward's vampire nature sets the tone for the rest of the novel. As Bella and Edward become closer, they struggle to balance their love for each other with the dangers of his vampire existence. Bella is torn between the desire to be with Edward and the knowledge that doing so could put her life at risk. Throughout this section, the themes of love versus danger and obsession are explored in depth, as Bella becomes more entrenched in Edward's world of immortality and secrecy. Part 3. The arrival of new threats. While Bella and Edward's relationship blossoms, a new threat emerges when a group of rogue vampires comes to Forks. These vampires, led by James, a sadistic tracker vampire, pose a major threat to Bella. Unlike the Cullens, these vampires are not interested in living peacefully, they hunt humans for sport. James becomes obsessed with hunting Bella, and the tension escalates as Edward and his family do everything they can to protect her. The conflict intensifies as Bella is forced to confront the reality of Edward's world and the dangers that come with it. In a desperate attempt to protect her, Edward takes Bella to a remote location, where the two are confronted by James. The story reaches a thrilling climax as Bella faces a terrifying confrontation with the rogue vampire. Edward's love for Bella is put to the ultimate test as he fights to protect her from harm. This section of the novel delves into themes of fear, survival, and the lengths people and vampires will go to in order to protect those they love. Bella's vulnerability is made clear as she comes face to face with real danger, and her relationship with Edward becomes even more complicated as they realize just how perilous their love truly is. Part 4. Bella's growing obsession. As Bella navigates the complexities of being in love with a vampire, she begins to question the cost of their relationship. Despite the intense love between them, Bella recognizes the dangers Edward faces in the human world, as well as the emotional toll his nature places on her. The more she learns about the vampire world, the more she is forced to confront the differences between their worlds. Edward, on the other hand, wrestles with the darker aspects of his existence and his growing fear that he may not be able to control his instincts around Bella. The emotional depth of their relationship is explored as Bella grapples with her feelings of obsession and devotion to Edward. Her desire to be with him, despite the risks, is a central theme. This obsession becomes a driving force in the story as Bella becomes more willing to sacrifice her own safety for the chance to be with Edward. She also begins to question her own mortality and whether she would be willing to become a vampire to be with Edward forever. The idea of immortality and the choices that come with it are explored further as the couple's relationship grows even more intense. Part 5. The battle for Bella's safety. The tension escalates when James, the rogue vampire, kidnaps Bella in an attempt to lure Edward into a final confrontation. Bella's safety is once again in jeopardy, and Edward's deep love for her drives him to risk everything to rescue her. The battle between Edward and James leads to an intense and emotional climax that leaves Bella forever changed. Her relationship with Edward reaches a new level of intensity, but the events of the battle have long-lasting consequences for everyone involved. This section of the novel shows how far Bella and Edward are willing to go for each other, pushing the boundaries of love and sacrifice. The themes of loyalty, danger, and the supernatural reach their peak as Bella realizes just how much her love for Edward has become intertwined with her own identity. The dangers that come with their love have never been clearer, and Bella must decide whether she is willing to accept the risks of being with Edward, even if it means her life is constantly at risk. Conclusion. Twilight is a compelling tale of forbidden love, obsession, and the supernatural. Bella and Edward's relationship is both enchanting and dangerous, exploring themes of love, sacrifice, and the complexity of being in a relationship that transcends the ordinary. Their love story is filled with tension, suspense, and passion, drawing readers into a world where danger lurks around every corner and love can sometimes be a matter of life or death. As Bella continues to navigate her feelings for Edward, she must decide whether the risks of being with a vampire are worth the potential for eternal love. The novel leaves readers questioning the boundaries of love, the nature of obsession, and the choices one is willing to make for the sake of love. Twilight ultimately challenges the reader to consider what they would sacrifice for the ones they love and whether love can truly conquer all. What do you think about Bella and Edward's relationship? Do you believe that love can overcome all challenges, or do you think their relationship is too dangerous? Would you ever make a similar sacrifice for love? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments section below. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Gold Mine. I hope you enjoyed the summary. Feel free to keep mining for more golden knowledge. See you in the next one.